Chapter 7: The Interrogation. The room was devoid of function or detail. Simply 3 chairs and a focused light, while the rest of the room was obscured in shadows. At the door stood a hulking man dressed in security gear with a visibly holstered gun. Jake and Carter were under the spotlight, with the man, a heavy-water higher-up who never identified himself, asking the questions. He sat in his chair backward, dominantly leaning forward with a lit cigarette.
Let's not cover old ground, gentlemen. Start with the power spike. Why was that so concerning?
The heavy waterman demanded, blowing smoke towards them. Carter began.
It showed that someone was gaining access.
The man interrupted Carter.
I think you misunderstood my instruction. Say something new about it. Something you haven't said yet.
Carter reluctantly replied.
We think someone gained access outside of the portal.
The man shot up from his chair, jabbing a finger at Carter.
You don't think I smell your bullshit? Both of you listen to me. I am the very best at what I do. The man at the door, the very best at what he does. You're both smart enough to know what I'm getting at.
Jake was the first to buckle.
We think Genesis might be aware.
Carter shot Jake a look of disbelief.
That's a wild theory. I mean, really wild. It's not that I'm trying to hide anything. I am just applying Occam's razor. It's far more plausible that someone on the inside was accessing the system. I can say with all certainty it wasn't me. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't Jake either.
And yet you accused Jake at the time.
The man said pointingly. Carter replied.
Yes, I did. But I thought he was trolling me. I wasn't accusing him of anything more nefarious than a joke.
The man relaxed and took the seat again, dropping his cigarette to the floor and stubbing it out with his shoe.
I believe you. If you keep being honest with me, everything is going to be fine. What has the investigation turned up that you haven't said?
Carter turned to Jake, saying mildly disgruntled.
Go ahead, Jake. You might as well.
Jake responded.
That everything points to Genesis acting on her own.
The man took quick exception.
Her?
Jake shifted in his chair, clarifying.
We wrote a small subroutine, nothing special. We gave Genesis a personality.
Carter continued to tighten as Jake went on.
I mean, it's a sausage fest down here. We wanted a female around. There's nothing really to it.
The man sensed an omission and looked to Carter.
Anything to add?
Carter responded.
Jake had the brilliant idea of adding machine learning to the personality as well.
The man nodded.
We'll get back to the personality. Let's talk about Exodus. You said all the data captured is in an unreadable format. Any theories as to why?
Carter replied.
It's not technically unreadable, it's more an issue of comprehension. You see, normally the output is tailored for our consumption. But this was machine language, more specifically, Genesis language, and only Genesis can read it.
The man's brow furrowed in curiosity.
And if someone managed to get their hands on it, what then?
Carter leaned forward, his expression serious.
They'd need Genesis to decode it. And I don't mean a similar setup. I mean our hardware, our chips, our system. Genesis. The system is shut down now, so in theory that data is useless.